So, whoops. Just choked myself to death. God damn. Right, I'll start that again, shall I? What's up, losers? How's it going? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. How was the pizza? It was perfect. It was perfect. Manifested destiny. I was thinking about this, right? You know, you make art, right, to share emotions and make people, move people, you know, make people feel what you feel. And that was that moment for me. I painted a slice of pizza. I sent it to my wife, and she felt the same thing. And we had pizza. That's a powerful thing. Very powerful thing. It's you don't get that. You don't get that much. It's that's why we do it. That's why we do it. That's why we're here. It really is magic. Unhinged Oxygen, hello. Lieutenant Danny, hello. Yukino's here, not late. You know, there we go. Can't say more than that. I've been so busy today. It's been crazy. Unbelievably busy. But we're here, so we'll do some very relaxed painting this evening. Send us into the weekend. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get old paintings that slap on the scene. I have a doozy, as I do every day. This one also slaps. This is by Sir Lawrence Alma-Tadema, and it is The Roses of Heliogabalus. Yeah. Do I need to say much more than that? I do love a lot of Alma-Tadema's paintings. They sort of sit up there in that category of like Bouguereau paintings for me, where it is just a crazy level of mastery when it comes to everything about picture making. But yeah, this one particularly beautiful. I love all the different marble textures. Obviously the rose petals are, a big draw for this one, but it's about everything else in this for me, really. Yeah, beautiful painting. Just check out more of his work for sure. But yeah, it's a beautiful one. Really, really lovely. And despite it looking, really, really detailed and so on, there is actually a lot of kind of painterliness in this. There's there's always whenever I look at his work, there's always something in it that I assume is like really well, detailed and painted, and it's actually like very basic. And it always surprises me. But yeah, amazing painting. Masterfully painted. So that's today's power. So that's today's old painting that slaps. There's the name again, if you want to look it up. Sir Lawrence Alma-Tadema. So there you go. Get wrecked. So we're back. We're back with it. We'll just continue. We got lots to paint. We've got lots of different stuff to paint. do need to get back onto painting the character at some point, but I've got a date with a burger. I have a date with a burger. Let's put this on different there. It's just musing about moving this a bit. Actually, maybe it's from here that it really wants to move. Something's calling me about it. Needed a little bit more pizzazz. Put it on the other screen. Yeah, why not? We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Yo, Sarah, you're late. Banned. You missed the old painting that slaps. Shame on you. Right, let's get this burger sorted, shall we? I am no excuse. To the stocks, yes, exactly. To the stockades. Burger. I actually want to flip this image so that the other way around's the normal way around. My sort of brush that I render a lot of stuff with only works in one orientation. So I have to sometimes flip the entire canvas, not just the view, to paint. Most of the time you can get away with flipping the view, you know, in the brush it should be fine the other way around, but not this brush. It only got one way around. That's nice. So yeah, when you see me flipping fast like this, I'm only flipping the view. I'm not actually flipping the canvas, which is fine most of the time. But yeah, you can rotate the brush. Yeah, I know I can rotate the brush, but that's very annoying. You do that all the time. No, I honestly, I couldn't. the amount of painting that I do every day would just severely annoy me. How do you flip the view and not the canvas? If you go here, if you go, where is it? Yeah. Here we go. In view, right? If you set a shortcut for flip horizontal, then you can do this. And because it's just flipping the view, it will do it instantly. It's not flipping the entire canvas, so it's not having to like figure it out. And you can tell which way round's the right way round, because the navigator will be the correct way round. So you can also tell if you go to view, and if it's ticked, then you're currently flipped. But yeah, the navigator will show you the proper way around. So this is the proper way around for the canvas, and then this is the view flipped. Yeah, but like I said, some brushes, you might find that you got some brushes that actually work. You know, they're like they've got tilt settings or other stuff like that, which means when you flip the view, the brush isn't flipped, so you'll be working on the wrong side of it, if that makes sense. Like this brush, for example, this brush works like this in this direction, but if I do it in this direction, it works like that. So I can get, you know, nice kind of sharper lines this way, whereas when it's this way, it's all like this and mushy. So and seeing as I do a ton of painting with that brush, it's actually very annoying. So every now and again you have to flip the canvas rather than the view. Yeah. But it's yeah, it's very handy because you'll either be right or left-handed. It's easier to make certain strokes in one direction for me, and so the brush like this, I can work both ways and just flip or rotate to get the thing that I want, but the stroke that I want, I can't always do it. Let's get some good lettucey shapes and then start to paint into them. Yeah. Yo, we in for some weather this weekend. We in for some sunshine. Yeah, dude. Exactly. We got like 30 odd degrees heading our way. I'm doing barbecues. I'm doing outdoor activities. I'm drinking loads of beers in the sun. Maybe I'll get sunburnt a little bit. You know, it's going to be righteous. I don't know what 90 Fahrenheit is. We don't do that over here. I'm going to London Comic Con and it's going to be literal fire. Oh damn! What day are you going? $32 degrees, I think. Yeah, bowler. Saturday. Word. It's going to be an absolute armpit fest in there. It's going to be 30 degrees C here too this weekend, and I'm not looking forward to it. Why are you not looking forward to it? I agree, 30 above 30 is too hot for me, but I'll take it. We've had such shitty weather here. Yeah, it's the London Underground I'm scared of. Just get on the Vicky line. Can you go there on the Vicky line? No, you can't, can you? You'll be alright. You can just get the DLR from Stratford. Then you don't have to go underground. The tube's disgusting. I hate going on the tube. I got hot today already, and it was like 15 degrees and sunny. Yeah, I'm not like really good in the heat, but hey, it's been so shitty, rainy, windy that I'll take it. We've been in a drought in my part of the US, and we're supposed to get a week of rain starting next week. Very happy. Oh yeah, fun. We've had the opposite of a drought. I feel like all it's done is rain this year, so we celebrating. Yeah, DLR is actually chill. Yeah, and on the DLR you can pretend you're driving the train as well, which is the best part. It's around 2025 lately. I don't want it to be more than that. Yes, that's pretty good. It's about perfect around there. %86 moisture. Rather. Letters. What we're saying is that pretty lettucey or what? It's pretty lettucey. Yeah. Well, regardless of the temperature, I'm be very hot anyway. I'm going mountain biking. which is going to be good. Yo, Jonah, what's up? You late? Bandhammer. Band. Yeah, we were all geared up to go mountain biking the other weekend, and then got to my brother's, and like his like back set on his bike just wasn't working, so we had to abandon it. We went walking in the forest instead, which is fine, but I didn't bring like good shoes for it, so I was absolutely wrecked my feet and my back walking in. Like pretty much all of my shoes are in pieces, right? I'm not a good shoes person. My bad, boss. We'll correct it for next time. You better fucking head. I'll tell you that. I'm out here painting burgers and you just waltzing in at whatever time you want. Unacceptable, really. I'm making dinner. Sub golf and new shoes. Hell yeah. What are we thinking? If I could not wear shoes, I would be into that. I wear like the most non-shoes possible for as long as possible. Currently sporting. That was for paintball. I've got to wear shoes for paintball, but this is what I'm currently rocking right now. These slides are currently held together with masking tape. These have been my daily drivers for the past 2 years. Yeah, so we're not a shoes person. I'm not a man of shoes. Not the tape. Yeah, so I'm going on holiday with my parents in a few weeks, and I'm going to take those slides with me, and the real purpose is just to get a reaction out of my mum. She's gonna be so upset. But yeah, I'm not throwing them away. The tape's good, you know. Tape holds up. I don't know why, but for some reason I always assume that everyone I see online that is from Western Europe is from Germany. Okay. Well, incorrect, I guess. She's something. I think your dad might be proud though. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Your mama get a heart attack when she sees them. Yeah, she will. It'll upset her. For sure. You're not even German yourself, so you don't know why you keep thinking that. Yeah, it's a strange one you got. Strange little brain rot you got there. I've had thrown burgers out together better than most burgers I've had IRL. I mean, does it need to fall apart a bit more? Maybe. Yeah, maybe a bit more slippage. Could be a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Damocles. Welcome back. Couldn't stay away, huh? Once you had a taste of the Heath stream, you gotta go back. It calls to you. Trying to learn poses myself is definitely all the food too. Heath Art Fix for real. Well, it's free therapy, isn't it? It's what we've come to figure out. Try and learn poses yourself. Yeah, aren't we all? It's kind of a never-ending pursuit, I've got to say. Always something to learn. Sorry, I suppose. Okay, so right. Sorry, I'm back. Burgers. We paint them. What pizza did you get for yourself yesterday, by the way? Oh, I'm glad you asked. What a polite boy. We got... What did we get? We got gorgonzola, induja, and something else. That was a white-based pizza. And then we got smoked pancetta, mozzarella, and mushrooms. Hell yeah. It was very good. I cycled so fast from here home. Then we went to the local pizza joint, had a pint while we waited for them to make the pizza, came home, had the pizza. It's delightful. And then I was looking at artwork while Daisy was watching a documentary. I basically inhaled the entire back catalogue of I don't know how you pronounce his name properly, but it looks like it's pronounced Simone de Mio. comic artist. Someone recommended him yesterday in the stream. I'd never seen the work before, so I visually inhaled the entire back catalogue of his work, and yeah, very, very cool, very good, lovely style, great use of like camera angles and perspective. Yeah, just thoroughly enjoyable work to look at. Gorgonzola Special is my favorite pizza. Well, there you go. Damn, what a feast. Pancetta sounds amazing. Yeah, it is. Those pizzas sound awesome. They were awesome. It was a little date. Yeah, it's always a date. It's always a date. Borg up. Okay. Yes, it was. Damocles. It was indeed. Yeah, a great recommendation. Amazing artist. I definitely want to get hold of some of those Batman and Robin covers they did. Really cool. And yeah, now looking forward to Miles Morales. Gotta get that cheese melted. Everything's gotta flow. It's always gotta flow. But some good news, I got approved for a home loan today. Oh shit. Damn. Girls moving up in the world. Do you have a place that you want to buy? I guess that's how you get approved for a loan, right? Yeah, somewhere you actually want to buy. Congrats. Congratulations. That's great news. Not quite. Now I can start looking the area I want to buy though. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I just sorry, Daisy and I just bought a house. It's very exciting times. It's scary too. Yeah, for real. But it's fine. It seems scarier than it is when you see all the numbers and stuff, but ultimately it's just like paying rent. Except that you're starting to own something. And I have space in my own little art studio too. Yeah, that's the best bit. We're gonna have an entire huge loft space that's gonna be our joint studio. So yeah, when I stream from there, Daisy will also be there. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's cool. Very cool. But yeah, we got a while till we move in anyway. It won't be until later this year, so I got time. Go get that flow. Okay, sorry. Just locking in. Totally locked painting burgers. Can paint a burger from memory, but like I don't know the phone numbers of anyone in my family. Priorities in check, yeah, exactly. I'm still in like deadline speed mode. Zoom. What? What? I meant like your zooming speed. Oh yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Did I manage to finish deadline? Yeah, always. I never miss. I never miss, mate. Don't like this tomato. This tomato's gotta go. Get out of here. I'm on the wrong layer. God damn it. There we go. Get out of here. Tomato banned. Multiply. Ooh. Yo, seeds. It needs God seeds on it. Seeded bun, yo. Seeded bun, yo. Did you have pizza yesterday? Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I did have pizza. You better believe I did. There was just no way that it wasn't going to happen that way. There was just no way. Which one of these are we having tonight? I actually don't know what we're having tonight. We're having whatever Daisy was making yesterday before I was like, yeah, let's do pizza. All right, you ready, champs? Let's work a little bit on the character, shall we? Now that we have an extremely detailed burger. I'll go back to the burger. I'll probably like move some of the food around. There's like some balancing. You were so focused on the pizza you don't even know what she made. No, I have no idea what she made. It could have been great. It will be great. Let's be fair. She makes fantastic food. But all right, let's see what we got here. And I'll change this music as well because it's annoying me. Okay, so what was I looking up? Hexagon pattern. Perfect. Okay, here we go, ladies and gents. It's happening. Hell yeah. Pretty sick. Pretty sick, eh? What the fuck? Okay. One of my favorite things to do. Add a little bit of material texture. So just give the character a little bit of extra detail, but like very subtly. That's one of your least favorite things to do. I don't mind doing it this way. For sure, don't mind doing it this way. Can be a bit fiddly at times, but fuck you. I thought we got that annoying Photoshop bug again, but nope, we're good. So yeah, if you can't work out what's going on, basically taking this selection and then working on both sides of it. So you work with the selection, paint inside of it in color dodge, bring out the pattern in the lights, and then you can work on the reverse of it with multiply, and I'm just putting like a slight bit of dimension to this texture. Just helps it to sit in the surface a bit. And there we go. Voila. Forgot to do it here. Let's the trick is to not do it everywhere. You know, usually with texture, it shows up as the light is like transitioning from light to shadow the most, because it's like raking the surface, you know. So something like this, I let it catch like the highlight, and then it transitions over into the shadow and we lose it. And as it moves away from like the specular highlight area, we also lose it, and there gives the impression that it's like it's a subtle texture all over. I started to think Scott is what he's doing. It's not true. But yeah, you just want to be very sparing with it. It's very effective, right? But you can like overdo it. And then it sort of loses its charm. But on something like this, if you do it subtly, then it kind of fits within the style, but it's just going to give the suit like a little bit extra oomph on the surface detail. And that way it's going to hold up against the food a bit better. Because at the moment, like the something like the burger is quite detailed. And then by comparison, the figure isn't so much. So we get a little bit of this texture in the lights on the figure, and then we paint up the hand some more with like some more detail. Paint the head up a little bit, and then the figure will match the fidelity again, and it should be all right. Should be all right from there. Okay, and we will use a new bit of texture here. Yeah, so it's a little bit fiddly. You know, you have to go around, kind of warp the texture a little bit. The warping doesn't need to be exact though. If you're painting into the thing, you can deceive the eye quite a bit without it being super correct. For example, like I've reused this bit all over, and it's it works even though it's not, you know, actually properly warped to the surface. There's not enough of it for you to really sort of pick up on it. Do you know what I mean? Straight up warping it. That's all we do here. That's all we do. That's all we do here at Warp Enterprises. We just straight up warp it. And yeah, I'm just like inverting and hiding the selection. That's what you see when the selection comes back up. You press Control H to hide selections, so that's the selection I have. But obviously this gets a bit noisy. You can't really see what you're painting. So you press Control H and you hide that bad boy. We just beef this effect up a little bit on the head. Beef it up. Oosh. Oh yeah, sorry. Clicking my back. All right, just gonna get a glass of water. 1 second. All right. Sorry. Hadn't drank any water for a while. Okay. Well, let's continue with the texture hype while I'm on it. So the texture, you know, we can fade out a lot as we get further back. There's really no need to have it, you know, full strength. All the way over. I honestly think like less is more on something like this, especially when it's kind of quite stylized like this. It's really not necessary to like have it everywhere. And like back here, I wouldn't even work on the opposite side of it. I would just, you know, giving a visual nod to it existing, and then just do the same back here. Yeah, and then back here, I'm barely gonna. Music got me like Party Parrot. She's locked in. Can't go wrong. A bit of bonobo, you know. Oh yeah. I remember years and years ago I watched a video of someone paint like a very realistic Spider-Man. And yeah, they kind of did something like this, but they like hand painted the pattern. Must have taken them forever, but I remember it looking pretty effective. Digital, I mean, not like real media. Can we get away with this? Stop it. There we go. Those tedious details always wear you out. Yeah, can be like that. For sure. I have to be like, just get it done. But I mean, that's why I like this technique. Is it's not actually super time consuming compared to other ways of doing it. Like, this could be unbelievably tedious to do, but it's not too bad. And you can use this technique in various different ways to do all sorts of stuff. Yo, what's that name? Crudo. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, you can do like textures on stuff, shields, like anything. Yeah, the textures are going to make it, honestly. they will elevate it, you know. And that's really what you want if you're gonna add textures like this. They should elevate the piece. Let's see if we can just get away with that as it is, even though it's not ultimately correct. Yeah, that'll do. Wait, what am I doing? Sorry, I literally forgot the shortcut that I've been using all day just then. Bump, bump. Okay, almost there, almost there. Almost there. Oh, sorry. Almost there, almost there, almost there. We might need a new sheet of texture for this, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. We might use a new sheet for this bit. Forms are a bit closer to camera, a bit more complicated, so they should be more correct, really. But we'll paint a bit more of the surface as well, I think, as it needs a little something. All right, let me save this because I do not want to have to redo all that. Hey, yo, B-Cramp. What's going on, dude? We just been doing hella texturing. But yeah, there's a lot of like balancing stuff that I need to do values wise. I think it's a bit too saturated. And we've got this kind of like hot spot here, which I'm not too into. It's a little bit too saturated in the background. And I do want to work into the background some more. To sort of balance it out. And then we maybe move a bit of the food around. Paint some kind of motion blur in there a bit. I just want there to be like, there is a certain flow to the food right now, you know. This sort of, you know, I'm deliberately trying to sort of curve it in and make the sort of flowy shapes going around him, but I've, you know, there's more of that we can do. Anyway, the background stuff I don't think we'll get to today, unfortunately. Not the man looking good. Why, thanks. Yeah. I need a haircut. But, yeah, thanks, Brandon. Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of tired, so I'm just like autopilot painting. It's been a long week. Enjoying the vibes? All right then. You do you, man. All right. Really? I'm busy painting a Venom piece as part of a weekly challenge. Should add a takeout food bag to his hand so it looks like he stole the pizza Parker's delivery. Yeah, do it. Venom's a good one to paint. You thought we were done with the texture. We're not. It's never over. Midnight. Yeah, all shiny, lots of muscles. Yeah, exactly. Bit like my good self. Hey, Shoyo 444, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Yo, Sarah, what's up? We here. We out here texturing. Getting a texture on. Doing the thing. Let's go. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. Peak textures. Don't forget to save. Yeah, right. Good. Heaven is a light around the corner. It's from within. You won't need to take a ton of pictures. Won't be easy. Yeah, damn. I would not want to redo all this texture work if we had lost this to a Photoshop crash. It'd have been like, okay, cool. So we're starting a new painting next stream. Nice dynamism. Thank you, Art of Mario. Need to take a ton of pictures. You won't need them to believe. Ugh. Sorry. Fading out. I'm fading out. Cracked at painting food, man. Always looks yeah. To be honest, I actually have no idea why either. It's not even something that I do that often. But it's one of those things I feel in my soul, you know. It's where it's coming from. It's soul music. Soul painting. All right, let's see. We got 20 minutes left. Let's do this. Yo, what's going on? Can I just turn off loads of layers? Okay, let's not do that. My laptop's saying, give it up, man. Give it up. Is this song by Night Lavelle? No, it's not. It's Bones. Random, but the two pizza slices in the air above the arm are so cool. Such fun, stretchy shapes. Thanks. Thank you very much. It's that graffiti shapes. It's all that graffiti flow. Danny, this is the song, by the way. If you've never listened to Bones, Bones is top drawer. This is another Bones track. Yeah, I was thinking to do the next painting on stream to have some graffiti in it, like as part of the background or something. So I'll do some graph, get those shapes going. You are a Bones enjoyer. Do you know, I don't meet many. Nice to meet you. I went to go and see Bones a few years ago in London. It was sick. Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to go to the bathroom. Now Bones was my peak high school vibe. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in high school. I was in like my mid-20s, but yeah, fucking love Bones. It's so good. All right, hang on. I'll leave you with this painting. I just really need to go to the bathroom, which is bad timing because we've only got 10 minutes left, but it is what it is. Rain coming down, bottles on the ground. Based on this painting, where would the horizon line be? Yeah. Yeah, as Fine China 4 says, roughly around his feet at an angle. Yeah, exactly. It's about... Let's get a yellow pen out. It's about like here. Somewhere around here. Like... there. But basically, I'm like warping the perspective a little bit. It's not flat, basically. It's gonna be like this. Because it's on a really, really wide lens. So this building would need to change the top of that. But yeah, something like that. Kind of overtly warped it to give a really sort of distorted feel to it overall. Curvilinear goodness, exactly. And it's only eyeballed, like, you know, this isn't, you know, pen and paper correct or anything, but it's enough. Sean Knight. Is a tilted horizon the norm for splash art? I mean, it really depends what you're trying to achieve. Like, a tilted horizon is quite good to. Hang on, sorry, I can't talk while he's rapping in my ear. Yeah, so you know, any choices like that, tilting the horizon, or you know, using a certain kind of lighting, or using a certain kind of lens, or anything like that, all of those choices should be like narratively driven. So you don't just want to like tilt the horizon without having a reason to do it. So you can tilt the horizon to, you know, for example, put things off balance. So something like this, where we're like above the road and there's a lot of movement going on in the piece. Like tilting the horizon sort of adds to that sort of disorientation and kind of slightly whimsical nature of the whole thing. But you could also tilt the horizon to place one figure higher than the other in the composition if you wanted to show some kind of power dynamic, for example. You know, all of these choices are things that you'd use narratively. So yeah, in a splash art, you might do it if it suits like the character or, you know, the action, but you also could not do it for similar reasons. So it's not like, oh, splash art would have a tilted horizon. It's like, well, you know, what angle are we showing? What are we trying to achieve? Like with that, you know, there's plenty of reasons why you wouldn't do it. It does tend to be like quite sort of cinematic looking, but again, it's like you you wouldn't just do it without having a reason to do it. And that reason should be like, narrative based. Oh yeah, we didn't even get around to doing the eyes. The eyes. We're going to have to squint. Oh shit, my takeaways. So, yeah, let's talk about this image for the last 5 minutes. And there's still stuff to do. I want to revisit the background. There's some like painting that I still want to do in the background. I also want to revisit like the values and saturation of the background a little bit as well. I want to like lower the saturation slightly, paint into the background a bit more. Push the perspective slightly. Then I think I want to look at sort of the overall movement in the piece. I think I want to paint some like motion blur into certain things, kind of like I've done with the cup here, but I think we need a bit more of that with some of the food. We need some idea of that going on with the burger, I think, a little bit as well. I want to do the squint on the eye, but yeah, everything needs like a little bit of painting still. I would say maybe like one more stream and we can wrap this one up. Yeah, I didn't even intend to paint this one for as long as we have done already, but I've been enjoying it and I may as well finish it up. You love the burger? Thanks. Yeah, it was a good call by Sarah to undo the burger a bit. It was too perfect a burger overall. So we had to undo it a little bit, have it all slipping out. But what I'm trying to do here is we have this kind of lead in. This kind of thing going on. These are arranged on a thing like this. Trying to create a sort of sense of flow. Basically, if the eye gets onto something, it should, in one way or another, flow through the piece like this. That's the idea anyway. And then obviously you got like the perspective doing that as well, but these are quite nice kind of little shapes. But yeah, so you can see if I outline the flows in here. There's a design to it. It's kind of like the flow in a river, And it's not so. There's a line that needs to be found, which I think is like the hardest part. Is you can like overdo the flow and really contrive the image, and you need a certain amount of things that sort of don't quite add up, or where the flow gets broken a little bit, for it still to feel kind of natural overall, like designed but natural. There is a point where it can all be very contrived, and it can feel very strange and artificial, and there's a bit of a fine line that needs walking for that. And I think the more you sort of initially you will contrive it, okay, because you're overthinking it. But then the more you do it, the more you sort of relax that aspect of it, and you start to sort of be like, oh, okay, this is okay that it blocks the flow here. It doesn't need, to be exact all the time. There just needs to be enough of it. And it's just getting comfortable with it, I guess. But not everything needs to line up for it to work, and you shouldn't be lining everything up for it to work. But you just start with something simple like the gesture of the figure. Okay, in this case, is something like this, and then we can start to sort of build shapes in that kind of start pointing and doing something similar. But like here, this pizza that kind of blocks it. This is kind of slightly echoing a shape in the body, but not exactly. This is counteracting kind of everything, but it's okay. Like this leads into the side of the milkshake, so that gets blocked a little bit. There's these little things that happen that counteract the flow, like the thumb hits the gherkin and so on. But those are the things that are keeping it feeling like really contrived. Because if everything was like this, like every flow that we had in the piece was doing this, then it would feel very contrived. It would feel like everything was on the same wave, like whoa. So you need enough kind of breaking of it, stuff like that. We can talk about it much more next stream, though. I can go through how I think about flow and direction and stuff, because it's a big thing in artwork for me. It's always something I'm thinking of. So, all right, that's me. I'm out. Have a great weekend, everyone, in the sun. Have a great weekend at Comic-Con, Sarah. Have a great weekend, Danny, Brandon, Domicles, Yukino, Jonah, Charvis's Unhinged Oxygen, Pro4210, who else? Fine China, Kuyo. Yeah, everyone. Anyway, take care. Peace out. Have a good one.